Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, the White House issues guidance for purchasing AI tools to U.S. agencies. And the next phase of Zero Trust will focus on operations, according to the acting federal CISO. It's Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Here are today's top headlines. New federal guidance for acquiring artificial intelligence solutions directs U.S. agencies to take steps to manage risks, promote competition, and share information within the executive branch. The White House Office of Management and Budget on Thursday publicly released its anticipated memo on responsible AI acquisition in government, charting an initial path forward for agencies to buy products that use the booming technology in a safe and responsible way, and placing new criteria on those contracts. Jason Miller, Deputy Director for OMB and COO of the federal government, said during a press call that, quote, "The new memo provides agencies with the tools and information they need as they acquire AI, capturing its promise while managing its risks." The memo carries weight as the U.S. government is the largest single buyer in the country with an annual spend of over $750 billion. Technology accounts for a large piece of that spending. In 2023, the federal government spent more than $100 billion on IT products and services, including AI, according to the White House. In other news, the federal government is in a, quote, great place following an agency-wide deadline on Zero Trust architecture implementation and now looking ahead to more challenging aspects of the cybersecurity model. That's according to Mike Duffy, the acting federal chief information security officer, who said in an interview with FedScoop that the next phase of Zero Trust architecture implementation will focus largely on operations, taking near-term technical controls and leveraging those into a, quote, longer-term technology transformation effort and more defensible architectures. Duffy said OMB is ready to take off and prepare for addressing those more complex challenges of an agency's architecture. For a specific agency, he said that could mean, quote, honing in on a high-value asset that they know needs to apply a particular type of zero trust principles or architecture. Duffy expressed confidence in what's to come for agencies' zero trust objectives following the September 30th implementation deadline that aligned with the Office of Management and Budget's guidance. While agencies are still currently in the high 90% range, a figure previously reported by the federal CIO and confirmed by Duffy, the acting CISO said agencies continue to be very focused, budgeted, and resourced to make sure that they are truly covering all critical assets. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, visit FedScoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. Just a quick programming note, we'll be off tomorrow, but we'll be back next week with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.